Sorry, man. Go ahead.
So how many of you throughout some grade from K through 12 learned about religious beliefs in class? A few of you will. I didn't really learn about it. The only thing I learned about it is if it had any sort of relation to historical context, like why BC was changed into BCE. Did you know that 69% of Americans believe that religion should be enforced into education now more than ever? Today I will be talking to you guys about the impact it will have on the mentality of the youth, how it will impact a society, and how it would just be overall just not good for children. So my audience would be people that believe that it should be enforced. I believe that it should not be enforced. It does not mix well. It's a bad combination. And I believe that it should stay at home or in church. So to begin with, let's talk about the idea that it won't impact the mentality of the youth. So what's taught in school it'll always stick with children. For example, a lot of you know your ABCs. Obviously, can you say it without saying the song? It'll always stick with you. There's some people that would be able to say it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's something. And according to Valerie Tarico, alternate.org 2014, some religions put forth an influence that leads to like a boxed-in thinking. Not all religions. It's just some that make it seem so that children need to look up to an authority all the time. They can't think for themselves. They feel like if they don't have someone to answer to, they're sort of lost. And it also puts them in a situation in which if some people believe in some religions, through prayer, miracles could happen. If they're in a tight situation, they'll always resort to that. And that's not always the best solution to that type of problem. And according to Adam Cohen and others, in International Journal for the Psychology of Religion 2003, ideologies and religions tend to immensely differ. So, there's and this could lead to a sort of segregation between the students when you can't exactly teach Christianity to a whole class because there might be Buddhists and people who are Jewish that it just doesn't belong, and you wouldn't want to enforce it on someone that doesn't want to learn about it. So since we're talking about how it won't impact you, let's talk a little bit about how it impacts society. So people believe it won't, but it definitely will. According to Sofo Archon, the Unbounded Spirit 2017, religion tends to cause people to turn on each other. And this isn't something that I believe is more important about the children, but more about the parents in general. I know as some parents that are really strict with their religious beliefs, they wouldn't want their children to be exposed and maybe possibly convert to another religion. So it'll cause a conflict between the parents and just the society and community in general, because you wouldn't want your child to be learning about Jewish beliefs when he's a Christian. Children will also not want to, because of strict parenting, they wouldn't want to go hang out with children that are of other religions. They feel more connection with like if there was a Christian group, they'd probably be more bound to staying there, and they wouldn't like the idea of going with someone else that's not of their religion. And according to John Horvath II, The Blaze 2015, education and religion don't mix well. There is an issue between the two. You can't really educate someone and on both a school curriculum and religion because they just don't mix well. It's something that doesn't belong with each other, and this will also lead to eventually a struggle between religion and the sciences. Some people would believe more in religion than sciences, and again would box their creativity in. And just in the long run, you wouldn't have as many creative people that think outside the box as we do today, making great changes in technology. And let's just lastly talk about how it wouldn't be good for the children in general. So people believe it would be great for children, but according to Olivia Godfrey, the Nightly Herald 2013, it would just be unfair and unjust. It's like you can't, like I said, you can't force one religion on one group of children. And because of this, it would eventually lead to some type of turmoil in the classroom, because as you can see, there would be various different textbooks that teachers would need to know of all, would not need to know curriculum from all of them. And according to Richard G. Wilkerson at AL 2014, because of that, teachers would have an incredibly difficult time trying to teach their classrooms, and this could, again, lead back to a sort of segregation where you would need to either separate them into groups and have individual time with each group, or just have teachers teaching a specific subject in a specific building, or a specific, for example, for those that are overpopulated in Christianity, you would want to know more, have a bigger place for Christians as opposed to people who believe in Buddha. So schools for education, home and church are places for religion. So in recap, we learned about how it would affect the mentality of the youth, how it would affect society, and just overall how it is not good for children. I do not believe that religion should be enforced in schools because it's just unfair. It just wouldn't work out in the end. And if you guys are interested, you go ahead and watch this documentary, which puts both sides of the spectrum and how they just aren't meant to intertwine with one another. Thank you.
All right, thank you.